Hello, everybody. Looks like we're live again. Happy Friday.
Woo!
My name is Madison. I'm one of the co founders of Green Buffalo Productions. We have some fun slides to go over with you today, as well as some live readings from some plays that have been written within a 48-hour period. These writers, we got a couple of plays this time around, and these writers all accomplished using all of the prompts that we gave and the time limit of 48 hours to finish this process. And we picked four for you that we're going to read today with our lovely group of actors. Lynn, would you like to start by talking about us?
Oh, sure. Yes. I'm Ellen. I am the other co-founder of Green Buffalo Productions. So it's Maddie and I heading up the joint here. We are a local theater company. We are very new. It's just about this is our second season. A little wonky of a season due to coronavirus, but we're gonna get through it. We are two local theater lovers who wanted to do something with what we loved. So what we decided to do was offer a theater company that welcomes new writers, new actors, new creative people all over who want to be involved in theater and see each other succeed. So that's what we do. We do only Western New York art and theater. And so that's who we are. If
And then
you're
we have
sorry, go ahead.
two wonderful people who are helping us out today. Leila Gentil, she is our board member, our first board member, local actor, director, and playwright here in Buffalo, New York. And then we have Zach, our pretty cool video guy, who also has done a bunch of work with us and has helped us stream to Facebook Live for these live readings. We also wanted to point out today that we finally have our Patreon up and running. So we are accepting new patrons. We have one so far, and she is wonderful. But you can go to patreon.com and search for Green Buffalo Productions and pledge to subscribe to us for $5, $10, $15. Every little bit helps. And on the Patreon, we have what all of those different price points will get you in regards to rewards, but also the stuff that we will be able to do with that money, such as paying our actors and our creative teams, and maybe even eventually buying our space for us to live in and rent out to other small theater companies like ourselves. But with that being said, the last thing I want to talk about before I hand it over to Layla is Treading Water, a play by Scott Seifritz, is unfortunately getting postponed to next year. We love the show. It's really great. It's a really great comedy that also hits home points like how to deal with grief and death and guilt, but in a very absurdist, comedic kind of way. It's a really great script, and we're really excited that this play will be going up next year, 2021, in June. We'll be working out those details as the year gets closer, but I do always want to give a nice shout out to my assistant director, Keith, my stage manager, Tiffany, the wonderful cast who has dealt with this with such grace and did, online video rehearsals with me and really dug deep. And it's so unfortunate that this is going to go through to June so that we're not going to be able to put it up for everybody, but we're going to be working really hard throughout the year and to get it out to you next year. Layla, do you want to discuss Wandering Through Wonderland?
Absolutely. So Wander Through Wonderland is an immersive theater piece that is based on Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. This is a pet project of mine that I've been working on and off for the past, want to say 3 years. It is a look at identity and certain mental disorders. It's a really, really great piece. I'm super, super proud of it. And also, unfortunately, due to COVID-19, it has been postponed to the 2021 season. But that gives us a little bit more time to do more research and hopefully fund more. So if you're interested in any way, shape, or form in becoming a part of it, it's really fun to do something that is immersive and Alice in Wonderland based. So if you have any questions about that of any kind, definitely reach out to me. I'm always happy to talk about it because I'm obsessed with Alice in Wonderland. But yeah, to the next person.
Do you want to both talk about little journeys to the homes of the great, Maddie?
Oh yeah. So Little Journeys to the Homes of the Great. I do want to also congratulate one of our partners, Liminal Space Ensemble. They're a small orchestral collective that just started out in Buffalo this year. They received one of the grants from ASI, and we will be doing this fun little piece with them. It's a concept album that Ellen, myself, Layla, and Zach, our pretty cool video guy, as well as another local writer, Deanna Hariluk, will be writers on this piece where we meet up with composers from all over the country and write a little bit about this man's life. Oh gosh, it's like I always get this wrong.
Albert Hubbard. Sounds like L. Ron Hubbard is not L. Ron Hubbard.
Not L. Ron Hubbard, and I do that every time, and I just don't want to say the wrong thing because that would be.
I make a joke out of it so that it's on purpose, you know.
But that's what we'll be doing throughout this year, and next year we will be having a festival at the Roycroft Center in East Aurora, I believe, to celebrate all the hard work that we've done. It's already getting set up and the wheels have been turning. So if you love this idea, if you love us, if you love Liminal Space Ensemble, if you love art, we will have a Kickstarter for this event going out in the very near future. So definitely keep a lookout for that. Also, part of our Patreon funds will go towards this project. So if you're really into this idea, or really just into Green Buffalo in general, or Liminal Space Ensemble in general, or Buffalo art in general, definitely take a look. Every little bit helps.
And then next, actually, this is happening next week. Maddie, Layla, and I work with Emma English, who started the Buffalo Theater Workshop last year, which is a really, really cool little organization where we get together on a monthly basis and talk about works in progress, scripts, film, either stage plays, screenplays, anything in between, doesn't matter what length it is. Basically anything that you're working on that you want to progress in any way, shape, or form for performance. We want to get together with you and read it through and help you punch it up to the best of our ability so that we can get ready for production. So this month we're talking about Look Up. It's a short film by Sarah Henderson, who is one of our playwrights today. Yay! And we're really excited to talk about this one. It's got a lot of parts to read. So if you're actually interested in reading for that and being a part of the discussion, please email us or message us on this video, and we will get you a part and we'll talk about this great piece together. And then we'll talk a little bit more about Buffalo Theater Workshop in a little bit, but just keep that in mind. If you are a writer of any kind, keep Buffalo Theater Workshop in your pocket and we'll help you get your work in front of an audience. Back to you, Maddie.
All right. And moving on to the next thing, What It Means to Be Human is a project that Ellen and I are beginning to develop with Mad Women in the Attic, which is a poetry collective. We're taking all sorts of submissions, poems, monologues, spoken word, dance pieces, music of any kind, short stories, short plays, visual arts. I know that I've been working on a monologue for a while to discuss different topics, but we're looking for all sorts of people in the Western New York area to kind of talk about their experience being a human and different kinds of topics such as poverty, higher education, healthcare, violence of any kind, sexism or gender expression, or a bunch of other things too. anything that really talks about what it is to be human, how hard it is to be human. This is going to be a charity show as well. All the proceeds that we do make will go to a local charity here in Buffalo. And this is slated to go up hopefully sometime within the 2021 or 2022 season. We are looking not only for actors, but also for pieces and of any kind. So if you're a dancer or a singer or a musician or a writer, this is the thing for you. Shoot us a quick message with what it means to be human as the title. And we can discuss this further with you one-on-one to see if we can figure something out to get you involved with this. Next would be the Queen of Comedy.
Whoa, okay, so this is a cool event that we initially wanted to happen in March because of Women's History Month. We wanted to highlight female comedians because, that doesn't really happen too often. So we wanted to make sure that we did that. Unfortunately, we had to move it to July. We're still hoping to do that on July 29th. Keep your fingers crossed because we have a program of all kinds of different female comedians are people who identify as a woman, and they are going to be performing at Perks at Horse Feathers with Rachel Tashari, our great friend and comedian. She will be hosting the event. Basically, this is a chance for you to win a bunch of cash and get the crown, the GBP Comedy Queen crown, first time ever. So that's very exciting. Right now we have it at the winning prize is $100. We're hoping to maybe bump that up a little bit if we get a lot of people that are interested in coming. And then if you're a runner-up or the audience favorite, you get a tiara. So there are a couple other slots open. We're mostly full, but there are a few left. And then if you just want to attend, that's perfectly great and welcome. So you can check that out. We have our tickets and sign up link on this slide. It'll come back around. And you can see that as GBP Comedy Queen at BBT, or Brown Paper Tickets, so BPT.me. And then if you just Google it, you'll be able to find that as well. It's on all of our social media sites as well. So we're excited to do that very soon. Next up after that, Layla, want to take over for the Museum of Fuckboys?
Absolutely. So the Museum of Fuckboys is a show written by Justin Karcher, a local playwright and poet. And so the Museum of Fuckboys is a comedic, a drama comedy of a young man who's going through life and is a fuckboy. So it's a view on how his interactions with women kind of shape who he is, and also how he just goes through life. So it's really, really fun. It's a very poetry-esque style of writing. It's amazing to work with, and I have a wonderful cast that I can't wait to see again so we can continue working on the show. It will be going up in August. So if you have interest in it at all, definitely reach out and come see the show. It's going to be really fun.
And the next thing after that we're going to do, because we just are going to do everything this year. Quarantine be damned. We're just going to keep on keeping. We're going to be participating in the 48-hour film project this year. Buffalo had a really big boom within the past couple of years with this festival. We are, I think, one of the only sold out shows every year. They've raised their participation by 100% between 2018 and 2019. And we were part of that. So we'll be headed into that in August. It'll be the first weekend of August. If you're interested in film, if you're interested in anything about film, if you've never done it before or have never, have always wanted to, this is the perfect way to start learning about all different aspects of it. And under a lot of pressure because you have to get everything done within 48 hours. This will be my 5th or 6th 48-hour film project. I participated in New York City and New Haven, as well as Buffalo last year. I'm very excited to have our team coming back together and to be doing it all over again. It's a really, really long 2 days. but you come out with something that you're so proud of by the end of it. So if you're interested in the 48-hour film project, shoot us over an email, greenbuffaloproductions@gmail.com, and we'd be happy to talk about what we're still looking for when it comes to this fun film that we'll be doing this summer. All right, now it's on to our favorite spooky.
Woohoo! All right, so this is one of our first events that we've ever done. It's called the Spooky One Acts Play Festival. Basically, we are taking entries of 10-minute plays, so short plays that have a spooky or fall related theme, so that we can put those up at the end of October to celebrate Halloween and to celebrate how much Buffalo loves Halloween for some reason. I don't think I've ever lived in a place that has loved Halloween so much, except for maybe college, but that's a whole different story. So what we'd like is for everybody to, if you're interested in writing for it or interested in acting for it, definitely send us an email. Again, greenbuffaloproductions@gmail.com. It's probably posted everywhere. If you want to write for this competition, the submissions are due at the end of August, so that's August 31st, I believe. Basically, like I said, as long as it's spooky or fall related, we'd love to take a look at it. And we will be putting that up in October. Keep your fingers crossed again. Hopefully we can do all of these awesome events in our season this year. Layla, want to talk about Buffalo Theater Workshop for just a little bit?
Absolutely. So Buffalo Theater Workshop was started by, Ellen introduced it a little bit earlier, but it was started by Emma English, who is a wonderful woman who decided to give space to local playwrights to have their works read out loud. Because you know how often you're writing and you just get stuck because you don't know what's wrong with the play. It really helps when you have it read out loud and you can hear what the issues are. So Buffalo Theater Workshop was started as a way for artists to get feedback and to work with each other to make better plays. We are happily a part of this group, and if you have any plays that you've been working on for a while, it could be, you know, short, long, even film scripts, which is what we're doing for Look Up. If you have interest in getting feedback on it, definitely send it to the Buffalo Theater Workshop to get those edits.
All right, so we're going to jump right in. Before we start, I did also want to mention that Green Buffalo is always accepting new work, full-length plays, one-act play festivals of any kind for our future seasons. Please send us an email with your work for us to, you know, give it a quick read and let us tell it. We will tell you what we think, and we will see if we can fit it into either our upcoming season or the season after, depending on how COVID really changes everything for next year. But without further ado, we're really excited to introduce our first play. It's called The Weight of Living by Katherine Schwebke, dear friend of Green Buffalo Productions. And shout out to Katie, who is our first Patreon subscriber. Woohoo! If you want to get special shout outs like that, go to our Patreon, subscribe. It's super fun. We're going to be reading The Weight of Living. Iris will be played by Layla Gentil, our wonderful board member. Bailey will be played by Audrey Grout. Alex will be played by Sarah Moore. And the lovely co-founder, Madison Sedler, which is me, will be reading the stage directions. And if you all are all set, let's take a quick look. Yep, looks like it. We will get started. So the setting, before I keep going, there are prompts that everybody has to use, and Katie used all three dialogue lines that were given. Those were, I'm surrounded by strangers I thought were my friends. Shout out to my Bob Seger fans. There's no one else here, and you're not listening. 3 props, a pineapple, a green crayon, and a magazine. And out of the 3 settings that were given to her, she chose an apartment.
And I'd like to just throw it in really quick because she just sent us an email or sent me a message that she also used outside in the parking lot. And I didn't realize that.
I was about to say she definitely also was in a parking lot.
So sorry, Katie.
let's get this started. So the setting is a small apartment. The door leads into a kitchenette. 2 stools sit behind a counter, cluttered with drinks and food. An attached living room is filled with partygoers. At Rise, Iris walks in the door and glances around. A party is clearly in full swing. 12.5 to 20-something-year-olds are all crammed into the living room. Some are dancing, others are sitting or standing in small groups, talking and laughing. Upbeat music can be heard in the background. Everyone seems to be having a great time. Everyone, that is, besides Iris. She sighs and forlornly looks down at a bowl of chips.
What am I doing here?
Still looking down, Iris doesn't notice another woman making her way into the kitchen. She stands behind Iris and, grinning widely, envelops her in a giant hug.
Iris, you came!
Jesus Christ, Bailey, personal space.
Iris instantly withdraws from contact.
Okay. I'm sorry. I've just missed you so much. It's only been, 6 months since we've seen each other?
Yeah, I know. It is nice to see you.
Well, yeah, it is. Do you want to drink?
I don't know. Is there bottled water around here?
Water? Well, you're at a party.
I know, but I just got here. You're the only one who always makes us hydrate before alcohol, remember?
Fair point. The pitcher is right there, has water in it. I'll grab you a cup.
Iris scrutinizes the pitcher, noticing it does not have a lid covering the top.
Oh, actually, I'm fine for now.
What's wrong?
What are you drinking tonight?
Quarantini. Try it.
Sorry, I definitely heard you wrong. Did we always used to play the music this loud? A martini?
Okay, it totally is just a martini. We're calling them quarantinis. Like quarantine? Isn't that cute?
No.
I'm pretty sure everyone else is here. Let's go find them.
Bailey starts to move into the living room, but Iris doesn't.
What's up?
It'd be nice to catch up one-on-one with you for a bit, you know?
Oh my god, definitely. Here, let's sit. How are you? Aren't you so excited that we can, actually have a party again?
Bailey sits down at one of the stools behind the counter. Iris joins, but only after subtly scooting her stool a couple of inches farther from Bailey's.
Fine. Good. How have you been?
Well, I'm fantastic now. We had to go any longer without seeing people. I was literally going to lose my mind. For real.
A singular cough is heard from somewhere in the living room. Iris frantically looks in that direction, while Bailey doesn't seem to notice.
Did you hear that?
What?
I thought... Never mind. I'm sure it's nothing.
Okay. So right before you got here, Josh was telling us the funniest story. Oh my god. Where did he go? Well, whatever. I'll just tell you. You know how him and Reed rearranged their apartment, right?
Rearrange their... No, what are you talking about?
Oh my god, dude. That was over a month ago. Weren't you on that Zoom call?
No.
Okay, well, they moved their couch so it's angled like... It's hard to explain. Hold on. I need something to draw on. See any napkins around here? Or a paper towel?
No, actually I don't.
God, what's a girl gotta do to get a paper product around here? It's like the great toilet paper shortage of 2020 all over again. Am I right?
Bailey finds a stack of mail on the counter and, satisfied, sets it down in front of them.
What exactly are you doing?
I need to draw you a diagram.
A diagram of... what?
Of Josh and Reed's apartment. Dude, are you sure you didn't start drinking before you got here? Follow the story.
Bailey casually flips through the mail.
Should you really be touching all of that?
I'm gonna open any of it. I know it's federal crime or whatever. Ooh, but look at this. I love Food Work magazine. It's easy homemade bread recipes. A little late to that game.
She throws the magazine to Iris, who instinctively catches it. Bailey turns her eyes back to the stack of mail, continuing to look through it. After a moment, Iris realizes she's still holding the magazine and abruptly drops it on the countertop. She then reaches into her purse, pulls out a bottle of hand sanitizer, pours a generous amount into her hands, and begins furiously scrubbing.
You can get so much mail. These are bills. I wonder if she's knows about autopay. This one looks like a letter from the United States Post Office. It has to be ironic. Or is it? I don't know. That one Alanis Morissette song left me with a fucked up understanding of irony. Hey, do you have a pen or something?
I don't think so. Oh, would this work?
A green crayon? Definitely won't ask why you're carrying that around. But yes, it will work.
Bailey begins drawing a picture on the back of the envelope.
Okay. If this is their door, here are the windows. They moved the couch here. And they actually put their TV here. Okay?
Sure.
And then the coffee table, more to the left now, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put their fish tank.
They're what? They don't have fish?
Yeah, they do. On, Iris. Like, you don't even read the group chat anymore.
I mean, I don't.
What do you mean you don't?
I don't know. It stresses me out.
Friends stress you out? It's kind of messed up, Iris. What's going on?
It's not like that.
Then what's it like? Because all of your friends are here, and I'm still the only person you've even looked at tonight.
It just feels like... I don't know. I'm surrounded by strangers. I thought were my friends.
Are you kidding me right now? We've been trying. You're the one who's barely around anymore.
No one's been around anyone, Bailey. Don't act like it's just me. We were in quarantine, for Christ's sake.
Alex suddenly enters holding a tray.
Did someone say quarantine cake?
Hey, Alex? Got cake?
Yeah, I made it myself. It has chocolate, fudge, caramel, and peanut butter cups mixed in. And just like after quarantine, no one's jeans will fit after eating it. But hey, I gotta find Tegan. I totally promised her the first piece. Catch you later.
Yeah, Alex.
A pause.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I've missed you. Everyone has missed you. Oh, it was hard when we were all trapped in our own houses, but you can go back to normal now. I think if you just spend time with people, you feel a lot better.
But I can't spend time with people, and things shouldn't be back to normal. What if there's another wave of the virus? We don't know if this is really over.
Exactly. We don't know anything. What else are we going to do? Sit around and mope all day? Isolate ourselves because we're still scared?
Yes!
Silly.
No. What's silly is filling a tight little apartment with 30 people. What's silly is drinking quarantinis and eating quarantine cake. And is that a pineapple cut in the shape of a fucking face mask?
Bailey looks down at a tray of fruit that Iris is gesturing towards.
It definitely is supposed to be. I give the pineapple a 10 out of 10 in creativity, a 3 out of 10 in execution.
Creative, and it's not funny. My God, do you laugh about hurricanes and school shootings?
Whoa! That's too far, Iris, too far! It gives you the right to judge how any of us are dealing with this. You think you're the only person who felt scared during it? Alone? Do you think everyone else was enjoying the pandemic? It's in a fucking vacation. None of us spent Easter with our families. Jenna lost her job. So did Reed and Peyton. My Uncle Ben, one who owns the apartments on Elmwood, none of his tenants could pay their rent, and is about to go bankrupt. Excuse us for wanting to have some fun now. Try and forget all the shitty things we've been through.
died.
You... What? Oh my god, Iris, I didn't know. COVID?
No, not from that. I just mean, I could have died.
We all could have died, Iris. Come on. I get it. Shit was scary, but get over it. At least we're alive. We're fine.
You're not listening. I wasn't fine.
Iris's voice breaks. She looks on the verge of tears. Bailey's expression softens with worry.
I'm not fine.
Talk, okay? Quiet.
Iris nods, following Bailey through the kitchenette and out of the apartment. Fade to black. Scene 2. The parking lot outside the apartment building complex. Iris and Bailey are sitting on a cement curb at the perimeter of the apartment's parking lot.
There's no one else here. Please talk to me now.
I don't know how.
You don't know how to talk to one of your best friends?
Not about this.
Silence. Both women seem lost in thought.
It wasn't so bad at the beginning. During those first few weeks, sure, I was anxious, but some of the news stations kept saying we were all overreacting. So I convinced myself that they were right. I thought that before the month was over, we'd all realize it was nothing worse than the seasonal flu.
That's not your fault. A ton of people fall for that bullshit propaganda.
But then
What?
it was all too much.
Was?
Everything. I figured it would be the best way. It was the best timing, really. Everyone would assume it was the virus that took me out. I mean, yeah, I know people would still be upset, but they wouldn't feel guilty. They wouldn't be angry with me.
The air is heavy with silence. Bailey realizes what Iris is saying.
Iris. I wish I would have known.
I wish I could have told you. I'm sorry.
Didn't want to come to this party tonight, did you?
No, I don't know why I did.
People need people.
I guess so. I don't know how to be okay right now.
I don't either. Might not be a right answer.
So, now what?
Now we get out of here. Let's go to the park.
She stands up, brushing dust off her jeans, and points across the street to a nearby park. Iris gives her a puzzled look.
Why?
It'll be a lot more comfortable than sitting in this parking lot. It's okay that you're not up for a party right now.
You could go back without me. I don't think I'm up for talking anymore tonight.
You don't have to talk.
You just want to sit there?
Just sit there. Okay? Together.
Bailey starts heading through the parking lot to cross the street. She turns back to look at Iris. Iris hesitates, but then stands to follow.
Together.
Fade to black. End. Woohoo! Way to go, Katie Schwabka. We're on a bit of a delay, but I just want to hear in the comments if you're having any more issues with cutting in and out. We might have to start a quick disconnect and reconnect. Maybe with we'll try with our actors first, and then we'll try with the video after the next reading. I'm sorry I wasn't able to. But honestly,
as
I
I
wasn't
can
able
tell it's
to.
just on our end. I mean, I think it's because here in the Discord, we're having trouble.
Yep. So we're gonna move on to the next reading. But if you can put in the comments, we're gonna do a very quick If you don't for a quick hot second, that's okay. That's what we're doing. And then hopefully reconnect. And then if that doesn't work, we'll have to just start the live video again. Thank you so much for your patience, though, everybody. Really appreciate it. And yeah, let's all of us in our little chat, if we could just disconnect and reconnect again, that would be awesome. Thanks.
Okay, looks like we are slowly reconnecting. While we all reconnect, let me just introduce the next play. I've been quiet for a bit. This is Ellen. Hello. We are going to go forward with Otto. This is written by Sarah Henderson, our seemingly resident quarantine quarters writer. Story by Sarah and her partner Brian Sanchez. They did a great job with this next play. This one's a little bit darker than the last one that she submitted, so just keep an eye out for that as you're listening. This time for our characters, we have Arnold, played by Justin Pope. We have Arnold's mother, played by Susan Dentoni. Dr. Donna, played by Dorothy Deverell. Little Otto, played by Greg Shepard. I'll be doing the stage directions, and then that is it. So let me just introduce that. Our setting is Arnold's apartment. Furniture is sparse, and if you're trying to envision it in your mind, it's just a sparse apartment. And they are this is a split stage, so you're going to kind of be picturing two little places at once here. Act 1, lights up on the living room. Arnold lays on the couch in his living room. Dr. Donna sits on the armchair holding a notepad and pen. Side note, she's not actually a doctor. She is a TV doctor. Arnold flips through a magazine that has Dr. Donna's picture on the front cover.
So, Arnold, tell me about yourself. Where do you work?
Work? I don't work. Not anymore.
Okay, but I have it written here you worked in a mailroom of an office building. Did you enjoy your job?
Did I enjoy my job? No, I did not enjoy my job. I quit, didn't I?
Why did you quit your job?
Why wouldn't I quit? When I'm there, I'm surrounded by strangers I thought were my friends. To my face, they were kind, friendly, and helpful. But behind my back, they'd laugh at me and make fun of me. I thought I wouldn't find out, but I did.
But that's not the whole reason you left, is it? Something happened that was the final straw for you. What was it?
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay. And what do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
I think you do know.
Arnold just stares at her, not knowing what she wants him to say. He shrugs his shoulders.
Arnold, everyone in the world has seen that video. We have seen what you're like when your delusions take hold. They have all become fixated with you, but also frightened. Frightened of you, but mostly frightened for you. We all want to help you. I want to help you. But we can't do that unless you want to help yourself. We need to talk about your parents.
No! We are not talking about them. I told you I didn't want to talk about them.
Arnold, your parents are the very root of your problem. What your father did was extremely traumatic. Everyone, and I mean anyone, would have done what you did. but you still feel a lot of guilt. Why?
You're not listening to me. I don't want to talk about them now or ever. Not again.
Lights down on living room, lights up on kitchen. Arnold stands up quickly and throws the magazine on the coffee table angrily. He stomps over to the stage left, the kitchen. Sitting at the island is Otto, coloring a picture with a green crayon, but using his arm to cover it so no one can see it. In the kitchen is Mom. She's washing a pineapple in the sink. During the following, she places the pineapple on a cutting board and begins slicing it with a kitchen knife. Arnold walks up to Otto and sits next to him.
Oh, Arnold, I didn't think you'd be home so early. I'm just making a sandwich for little Otto, but if you want one, I can make one too.
That would be great. Thank you. What you drawing?
Nothing.
Otto practically lays his chest on the drawing to cover it from Arnold very quickly.
Oh, why don't you want me to see it?
You're not allowed to see it until it's finished.
Otto sets down the blue crayon he has been using and picks up a green crayon and begins coloring the bottom of the picture with it.
Well, can I make guesses?
If you want.
Are you drawing grass now? So it's outside. Is it at the park? Is it you playing at the park?
No.
Are you in the picture?
Uh-huh.
Are Mom and Dad in the picture too?
Yes.
Mom places plates of PB&J sandwiches and slices up pieces of pineapple in front of Otto and Arnold.
Arnold, let the boy draw in peace. I mean, he's just a boy. I'm sure he doesn't know what he's drawing. Why don't you go watch TV? I'll bring you a beer.
Arnold stands up and looks at Mom. She backs up against the sink in fear, holding her breath. He is surprised by her response to him. He turns around and walks away. Mom lets out her breath in a sigh of relief. Lights down on kitchen. Lights up on living room. Dr. Donna is still sitting in the armchair with her notepad and pen. She watches as Arnold paces back and forth in the living room.
Arnold, please sit down.
I don't know why she keeps calling me that. I don't know why she's scared of me. She keeps calling me that. She's scared of me.
Who?
Her!
He gestures towards the kitchen area.
Who? Arnold, there's no one else here.
Arnold seems startled by her statement. He thinks for a moment before shaking his head as if to clear his thoughts. He walks over and plops himself on the couch, picking up the magazine from earlier.
This is a nice picture of you.
Thank you, Arnold.
But it's a shitty fucking article.
Why do you feel that way?
The way you talk about me, about your other patients, about your fucking show. You think you're some fucking saint, aren't you? Helping people get over their traumas. You're a hack, aren't you? You're not even a licensed therapist. You're not actually helping anyone, least of all me. After I was on your show, I had people recognizing me everywhere, bombarding me with questions, even asking me to take fucking pictures with them. I haven't left my apartment in months because of you. I had to change my number because of you.
I think you're deflecting your feelings about yourself onto me. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I need to remind you that you agreed to be on the show. And because of that, video went viral. Your face was already known and recognized. We invited you onto the show to set the record straight, so the world could see you were more than that crazy guy fighting his invisible father.
I told you I didn't want to talk about that.
Arnold, we're running out of time. You need to talk about it. Now, please tell me, in your own words, about that day the video was taken.
Arnold's shoulders sag in defeat. He lets out a long sigh before taking a big breath.
As you probably know, it was the anniversary of my parents. You know.
Their deaths.
Mary my wife, had just left me a month before. I was depressed, and I'd stopped caring about myself, stopped taking my meds. The day came, and I woke up from one of my nightmares. The nightmare was more vivid than any I had before, and it just felt so fucking real. When I woke up, I think I thought it was real. I don't really remember much. It's all so blurry, but I thought I could have sworn.
Go on, Arnold. It's okay.
I was with my mom, trying to protect her from him. I don't know how I wound up on Main Street, but that's where it happened. A lot of people were out that day on Main Street, and people were recording me on their phones. I thought I was protecting my mom, but I was just protecting a fucking pineapple, wielding a knife, and my dad was never really there. Someone called the police, came and took me to the hospital, and kept me there in the psych ward for weeks, until they felt I wouldn't be a danger to myself or others anymore. Only a couple days after I got home, I was invited to be on your show.
And what happened when you were on the show?
It didn't help. Not at all. All those people staring at me, judging me. And you were grilling me, like right now. I don't know. I just fucking panicked. I couldn't handle it. I threw up and ran off the set. But you already knew that. You were there.
I need you to describe these events in your own words, Arnold. Let's talk about your name.
What about my name?
Your name is Arnold, but it's not the name you went by as a kid, is it? The name your mother called you. As a child, you couldn't pronounce your name correctly for a while, so you'd call yourself...
Stop! Just stop!
Arnold stands up quickly, throws the magazine on the coffee table again, and runs back into the kitchen. Lights down on living room, lights up on kitchen. Mom and Otto stand next to the kitchen island, her hands on his shoulders, waiting for Arnold. Otto is holding his finished picture tightly to his chest. Arnold looks back and forth between them for a moment before focusing on Otto.
Is it time?
Yes. Ready now.
Otto hands the picture over to Arnold. Arnold holds it up to his face with shaking hands. He starts breathing heavily, his knees shaking until he drops to the floor. The picture Otto drew depicts a man on top of a woman strangling her, while a little boy stands behind the man, pointing a gun at him.
It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. It's okay, my sweet Otto. It's okay. Otto. 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 It's okay.
She walks over to him and listens for a moment.
No. No. Oh, God. No. Mom, please. No.
Arnold / Otto's mom lets him go. She turns him around and gestures to the living room. Lights down on kitchen, lights up on living room. Arnold walks over to the couch, shakily sits down, his face buried in his hands.
Are you ready, Otto?
Yes. It was my dad. His name was Arnold, too. My mom, Mary, he was always beating on her. He'd accuse her of anything just to get his hands on her. He'd accuse her of having affairs, of stealing his money, of me not being his son. He just beat her all the time. And all I could do was hide. I'd hide, but I could still hear her screaming and him yelling at her.
Did he ever hit you, Otto?
No. He was actually a decent father to me. We'd play catch with a baseball. He taught me how to ride my bike. We'd watch shows together. But he'd yell at me a lot. I was careful never to be too loud when I was playing or making a big mess. I think he'd yell at me and take out his aggression on my mom physically. And he was sick. He'd yell at people that weren't there. He was always paranoid that someone was out to get him. Whether it be me, my mom, or his co-workers. And he was a drunk, which made it worse. And then One night.
It's okay, Otto. You're safe.
It was different from other nights. We were at dinner, and my parents were quiet. My mom was acting more nervous than usual. Her hands were shaking when she gave us our plates of food. She didn't even eat. She just blurted it out. She said she wanted a divorce. I often wonder what she was thinking. She had to have been expecting a beating. But I don't think she was afraid he'd ever go beyond that. My dad just stared at her. His face was just stone. He didn't even look at me when he told me to go to my room. I was on my way back there to hide when I heard my mom scream. It seemed different. Like the fear in her voice went beyond anything I heard before. Then it was sort of silent. I could hear her legs kicking, though. I don't know how I wound up with my dad's gun, or how I wound up back in the kitchen. It's all a blur. But the next thing I remember was a loud bang, and my dad was laying on the floor, bleeding. My mom, she wasn't moving. I was too late. I wanted to protect her, to finally fucking protect her, and I was too late. And my dad, I'm scared, because I know that he was sick the same way I'm sick. And I don't want to be like him. I don't want anyone to call me Arnold anymore. I'm Otto. I'm Otto.
Dr. Donna lets him cry for a moment until he starts to settle down. She walks over to the couch and puts her hand on his back.
Good of you, Otto. You've come a long way. You need to know none of that was your fault. What he did to her, what you had to do to him, it was not your fault. And even if his illness was passed down to you, it doesn't mean you'll become your father. You're nothing like him. I think you're ready now.
Ready for what?
To get better. We've been here before, Otto. You don't remember. But we've been through all of this before. But at the end, you could never face it. So we'd start all over again. Now you're finally ready. Don't get me wrong, it won't be easy. And it won't be overnight. But you've just taken the first steps.
What do I do now?
Your next step is to open that door.
Points to his front door.
But I'm afraid.
I know. But there are people out there that care about you, that want to see you get better. There are resources, numbers you can call, places you can go, where the people want to help you get better. You need to let them. But you can't do any of that locked up here. You need to open the door.
Arnold / adult Otto ponders this for a moment before he nods his head. He stands up and walks through the door. He stands in front of it for a moment before reaching out to the doorknob. He takes one last look at Dr. Donna, who nods at him before opening the door. Light comes flooding in. Lights up on living room and kitchen. Arnold / adult Otto looks back at his empty apartment. The chair where Dr. Donna had been sitting is empty, aside from the magazine with a picture on it. The kitchen and island are empty, aside from a pineapple and a green crayon. He turns around and exits the door. Right. End of play. Whew. Great job, everybody. That was a lot to handle, I'd assume. And I think it would be remiss. I'd feel bad if I didn't mention at the end of this. If you are feeling any type of way, there are definitely resources for you, especially during this time. They're a little bit more affordable. You can do some things online if you're feeling any kind of depressive or any kind of mental illness or trouble. don't be afraid to get help. And I think that play really harnesses that idea. So great job to Sarah and Brian for telling that story, because I think it was necessary at this time. What's next, everyone? Lexi's horse. Looks like Lexi's horse is up next.
It is me! So, hi, it's Layla again. I will be doing the stage directions for Lexi's Horse, written by Richard Steele. We have Clausen being read by Greg Shepard, and McCabe being read by Sarah Moore. And we are going to get started. So, setting 1984, a small one-bedroom apartment building just outside of London, Airstrip 1, Oceania. The interior of a small one-bedroom apartment. Two men are standing near the bedroom door when blocking the other's path. There's a small round table with two chairs in the center and a mini fridge in the background.
Can't do it. We can't.
We have to.
No, we can't. It's not right. He's one of us.
Anymore he isn't.
Just because O'Brien said so.
That's how it works.
Really gonna do this now? Go in there, you and me.
There's no one else here.
Brian says shoot him, and you do it. Without any questions whatsoever.
Sure, I have questions. I could fill several books with my questions, but I'm not going to. Questions aren't going to help me, you, or the individual. Let's get this over with.
Cocks a pistol.
Oh.
What?
Done. I've been doing this too long. I did my first 8 months ago, and I haven't slept well since. What about you? You've been at this for years. You sleep?
Like a babe.
Bullshit.
Sleep is overrated.
You're not a robot. No matter how much you try to be. You can't rip out your humanity that easy. You have empathy. I've seen it. Saw it in your eyes when with Jonas. If it was you in that chair and that bag over your head, what do you think he'd do?
Not my problem.
It's Parry! How many times has he stood next to us when all hell was breaking loose? How many times did he cover our asses? How many times did he risk this very outcome just to save our necks?
Not my problem.
Save our families' necks.
I said, you keep saying our, like we're a team. We're not. Do you think any of the shit that I've done has been for our? You're fucking delusional if you think so. Anyone, everyone in our position who's taken one single action that hasn't been purely for their own damn sake is an idiot.
Don't mistake courage for stupidity.
Courage? What fucking courage? What courage have you ever shown? You can talk big to me, but when have you ever been the one to act? It's a hell of a lot easier to stand by and watch than it is to pull the trigger.
You're saying is that you don't want to pull the trigger either.
I'm saying I don't want to talk about it. Hear what you want to hear. I'm not having this conversation. Do you want to come with me or just sit in here and pass?
I want to have a tea.
Huh?
Just sit for a bit.
Why?
5 minutes. Sit for 5 minutes. We can do whatever it is we're gonna do.
All right, now you're just being weird. Let's just get this over with.
5 minutes. That too much to ask for.
Yeah, it is. The sooner the better, and I don't feel like drinking tea right now, so...
5 fucking minutes! It's 5 goddamn minutes. Where we can sit, drink an iced tea, talk about football, and your kids, and my wife, not think about Parry or O'Brien or Jonah or anything else. I want to not be in the world for 5 minutes. I want you to join me. Can you please just do that?
Hey, I'm sitting.
Clausen crosses to
I-
the small refrigerator.
What flavor do you want?
Don't want tea.
Didn't ask you if you wanted tea. I asked you what fucking flavor you want.
Fine. Peach.
Right. Add a peach.
I don't know.
What's your second choice?
What do we have?
Let's see. Mint, lemon, pineapple, unsweetened. Unsweetened? That's not really a flavor, more a category.
I'll go mint.
Good.
Clausen crosses to the table. He slides the mint iced tea to McCabe, then sits down opposite.
How's Erica?
It's okay. She's taking up biking.
Baking. Doesn't sound like.
That's what I thought. I'm not complaining. But damn, I forgot. Yeah,
McCabe a brownie.
damn good.
What?
Oh, hell if I know. She said the recipe called for walnuts.
What is she?
Clausen shrugs. McCabe takes a bite.
Good, right?
Why the hell did she marry you? Observe these.
I don't know it. Luckily for me, it's not always about what we deserve. I mean, yeah, I'm lucky to have her. How's Lexi and Jake?
They're bonding. Jake keeps trying to steal, tackling him as he sneaks away. She's got good form. I'm thinking linebacker. Some
Lexi usually wins that one.
Lexi always wins that. She keeps promising to give Jake this little Lego horse if he wins. Obviously, she never lets him win, so he never gets it. Something looks like that.
Let him win.
Hell no. In and out on him.
No way.
And she gave him the horse. Yep.
No way.
Yeah.
Lexi.
It's action for him.
Well, she sure didn't get it from you.
No.
Wow. How about that?
So, are you and Erica gonna get busy?
I don't know. I want to.
Yeah, I know you do.
She doesn't. She says she's not ready yet. We're not a sufficiently secure environment.
Well, she's not wrong.
What the hell does that even mean? What level of security would be sufficient? There's no guarantee of anything.
Nope.
I don't know. I want to make something good happen. Maybe she's right. Maybe it's not the right time for a baby. She sounded like you. I wanted a baby for the wrong reasons.
Smart lady.
Guess I just want my own little Lego horse. Oh, right. Yeah, this is for Nancy.
Clausen reaches into his bag and produces a magazine, which he hands to McCabe.
The Knitters.
Yeah, you mentioned that she'd taken up crocheting. Is that the same thing as knitting? I don't know. The point is, I thought she'd enjoy it.
You shouldn't have.
Oh, it was nothing.
Oh, you should.
Article 15, Article Schmifteen. Found it during a raid. Figured she'd like it. Give it to you. Nothing more to discuss.
Well, thanks.
They sit in silence for a moment.
Well, I think it's been 5 minutes.
Hey everyone, we're going to do a quick pause. We've had some really weird disconnect issues in this one. So for all of my friends in the Discord that are not reading this play, other than the board members of GBP, if you could kindly disconnect from the Discord server, that would be super cool. And let's just have our 2 actors in there. Can we also have our actors disconnect and reconnect? And I'd like to start this play from the tippy top of it so that we can give Rich his moment to shine. So if everyone can just do a quick disconnect for me, and then all actors not in this play, once again, disconnect, and then Ellen, Layla, and myself will cue you, the last actors, to come back in for the last play. Thanks so much, guys. Again, with the tech, it's hard for us to be able to do anything when we have these kind of problems. So let's just say restart. We'll do it again. No harm, no foul. Cool?
Yeah, it seems to be a different issue, different new and fun issue each time. So we're working through them one at a time.
Alrighty then.
So we're just looking for Greg. There we go. All right, so if you all can take it from the top. Thanks again so much, everybody, for your patience, and let's do this.
Absolutely. So, from the very top. Lexi's Horse by Richard Steele. Setting 1984, interior of a small one-bedroom apartment just outside of London, Airstrip 1, Oceania. 2 men are standing near the bedroom door, one blocking the other's path. There's a small round table with 2 chairs in the center and a mini fridge in the background.
We can't do it. We can't.
We have to.
You know we can't. It's not right. He's one. What about you? We've been at this for years. You sleep?
Like a babe.
Bullshit.
Sleep is overrated.
You're not a robot, no matter how much you try to be. You can't rip out your humanity that easy. You have empathy. I've seen it. I saw it in your eyes when Jonah. It was you in that chair and that bag over your head. What do you think he'd do?
Not my problem.
It's Parry. How many times has he stood next to us when all hell was breaking loose? How many times did he cover our asses? How many times did he risk this very outcome just to save our necks?
Not my problem.
To save our families' necks?
I said it's not my fucking problem. You keep saying our, like we're a team. We're not. Do you think any of the shit that I've done has been for this hour? You're fucking delusional if you think so. Anyone, everyone in our position who's taken one single action that hasn't been purely for their own damn sake is an idiot.
Don't mistake courage for stupidity.
Courage? Fucking courage. What courage have you ever? You can talk big to me, but when have you ever been the one to act? It's a hell of a lot easier to stand by and watch than it is to pull the trigger.
What you're saying is that you don't want to pull the trigger either.
I'm saying I don't want to talk about it. Hear what you want to hear. I'm not having this conversation. Do you want to come with me or just sit in here and pass judgment?
I want to have a tea.
Huh?
Let's sit for a bit.
Why?
5 minutes. Just sit for 5 minutes. Then we can do whatever it is we're gonna do.
All right, now you're just being weird. Let's just get this over with.
5 minutes. Is that too much to ask for?
Yeah, it is. The sooner the better, and I don't feel like drinking tea right now, so...
5 fucking minutes! It's 5 goddamn minutes. We can sit and drink an iced tea and talk about football and your kids and my wife and not think about Parry or O'Brien or Jonah or anything else. I want to not be in this world for 5 minutes. I want you to join me. Can you please just do that?
Okay. Okay, I'm sitting. 5 minutes.
Clausen crosses to the small refrigerator.
What flavor do you want?
I don't want any tea.
I didn't ask you if you wanted tea. I asked you what fucking flavor you want.
Fine. Peach.
All right. Out of peach.
Fuck. I don't know then.
What's your second choice?
What do we have?
Let's see. Mint, lemon, pineapple, unsweetened. Unsweetened? Now that's not really a flavor. More of a category.
Nah, I'll go mint.
Good.
Clausen crosses to the table. He slides the mint iced tea to McCabe, then sits down opposite.
How's Erica?
She's good. She's taking up baking.
Baking? That doesn't sound like her.
That's what I thought. I'm not complaining. Oh, damn. I forgot. Yeah.
He passes McCabe a brownie.
They're damn good.
What's in them?
Oh, hell if I know. The recipe called for walnuts.
What did she use instead?
Clausen shrugs. McCabe takes a bite.
Good, right?
Damn. Why the hell did she marry you? You don't deserve these.
Don't I know it? Luckily for me, it's not always about what we deserve. I mean, yeah, I'm lucky to have her. How's Lexi and Jake?
They're bonding. Jake keeps trying to steal Lexi's Legos, and Lexi keeps tackling him as he sneaks away. I'm thinking linebacker. Anyway, it evolves into some kind of jiu-jitsu match.
Lexi usually wins that one.
Lexi always wins that one. She keeps promising to give Jake this little Lego horse if he wins. Obviously, she never lets him win, so he never gets it. Something pretty cool happened last night, though.
She let him win.
Hell no. She tied him into a pretzel and sat on him. I was actually about to step in and separate the two of them, but a minute later she said, "Good job," and "Nice try." He clearly had no shot against her, but he struggled anyway. I guess that impressed her. And she gave him the horse.
No way.
Yep.
Lexi.
Yeah, it was pretty special. She definitely gets that compassion from Nancy's side of the family.
Well, she sure didn't get it from you.
Nope. And now, Jake sleeps with a little Lego horse under his pillow.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah. So, are you and Erica gonna get busy?
I don't know. I want to.
Yeah, I know you do.
She doesn't. She says she's not ready yet. Not in a sufficiently secure environment.
Well, she's not wrong.
What the hell does that even mean? What level of security would be sufficient? There's no guarantee of anything.
Nope.
I just want to make something good happen. Maybe she's right. Maybe it's not the right time for a baby. She sounded like you. I wanted a baby for the wrong reason.
Smart lady.
I guess I just want my own little Lego horse. Oh, right. Here. This is for Nancy.
Clausen reaches into his bag and produces a magazine, which he hands to McCabe.
The Knitter's Point?
Yeah. You mentioned that she'd taken up crocheting. It's the same as knitting. I don't know. The point is, I thought she'd enjoy it.
You shouldn't have.
Oh, it was nothing.
No, you really shouldn't have. This is contraband. Article 15 says that...
Article 15, Article Schmifteen. Found it during a raid. Figured she'd like it. Gave it to you. Nothing more to discuss.
Well... thanks.
They sit in silence for a moment.
Well, I think it's been 5 minutes.
It hasn't.
Well, I don't care. It's time.
It's time. Time for what?
Don't. Let's just get it over with.
No, absolutely not. No. We're not machines. We're not soulless, nameless thugs. We're thinking agents. You and me. We have a choice to make here.
It's not up to us.
It's always up to us.
We're not the ones making any decisions. We're just doing a job. Otherwise, it's our asses. It's a simple choice.
And say his name.
Why?
Say his fucking name. You're gonna walk through the door, shoot a helpless man in the back of the head, and go on with your life as if you're not in any ways culpable. The least you can do is say his name.
It won't change anything.
It would change everything. The second that you acknowledge that there's a living, breathing, thinking person in there, you won't be able to kill him. That's why you're afraid to say his name. That's how you can sleep at night. You know it.
Doing.
You're already doing it with me. Sitting down, having iced tea. We got an order right now, right at this moment. My name came up on a list. What would you do?
You know what I would do.
And say it. I'm it.
McCabe is silent.
Can't. It's harder to kill someone after having some tea together.
Clausen gets up and goes to the mini fridge.
What are you doing?
I was just thinking how thirsty Parry might be.
Stop. Stop it.
Why? What are you afraid of?
You're not giving tea to anyone.
You're not gonna fucking stop me.
McCabe gets up and crosses to the door with mechanical efficiency.
No!
Clausen rushes to intercept McCabe.
Get out of the way.
McCabe and Clausen struggle. McCabe gains the upper hand, traps one of Clausen's arms, delivers a short, accurate blow with a stun gun to Clausen's stomach, and tosses him aside.
It's Murray! Murray! His wife's name's Catherine. He has a daughter named...
Shut up!
His daughter's name... Alex!
Stop!
Say his name!
Perry. His name is Perry. Isaac Perry. His daughter is 6 years old and his wife works in the textile plant.
McCabe goes to pick up the tea that fell on the floor in the struggle.
And you got the wrong kind. He likes pineapple, not lemon.
He takes a green crayon out of his pocket.
He gave me this. His daughter heard that my son liked the color green and wanted him to have one of her crayons. You think I'm a machine? You think every fiber of my being doesn't rage against what I have to do? I don't want to do it. But you know why I'm going to? It's because it's the only way I can go home and give my son this green crayon and give my wife that magazine. It's the only way I can go home and hold my family close and protect them and tell them that I love them. It's the only way I can hold on to the last few shreds of decency in the world. And that's what I'm going to do for as long as I can.
You're a stranger to me. That's how it works now. As soon as you have something to lose, you're a stranger.
You're not listening. We're all friends. We're all brothers, mothers, sisters, daughters, husbands, wives. And we're all strangers here. I'm surrounded by strangers I thought were my friends.
We're not?
You are until you aren't. You need to learn that lesson if you want to bring life into this world.
McCabe opens the door.
Please, don't do it.
McCabe looks at the prisoner and raises his pistol.
McCabe!
McCabe turns to look at Clausen.
It'd be nice to sleep again.
The end. Thank you, everyone, for understanding with our little tech issues. And thank you so much to the actors who are so game about starting it over again. So we are going to bring in our actors for our last scene, and then we will be wrapping up shortly. So, yeah, thank you.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, join. Okay, so let me go over our last play of the night. We're going to end on a high note because we had some pretty heavy stuff tonight. So let's end with Death and Fruit. This is by Marc Jabot. I believe I'm saying that it's a bit French sounding. I could be wrong, so I apologize if I am not saying that correctly. But we're ending with Death and Fruit. This is a little bit different, definitely a little more humorous than our last play. We're going to have Walter, who is played by Nick Edwards, and then Sam, who is played by Leila Gentil. Looks like we have the setting in a parking lot. The time is the present. Is everybody set to go? Just give a little yep.
Yeah.
Huh. Don't sound so excited, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh wait, I thought Sue was Sam.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I was doing? I was remembering earlier. You're right, Sue. Sorry. My bad. All right. Okay.
So I'm gonna play Sam?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
A little frazzled. All right. So time is the present. All right. So Walter is standing at one end of the stage, waiting. Sam enters warily, looking about him and creeping slowly around cars toward Walter. Walter sees Sam approaching.
Hey, there he is. Come over here.
Shh. Okay, I'm coming. You don't need to yell.
Hey there. Nice to meet you. Name's Walter. Like the gun, but without the H.
I'm, Sam. Like Sam.
Well, great. Great. Introduction's out of the way. So, you're looking for a job. hoping to join our little organization?
Yeah. I was told you'd have a job for me. Hit, I guess you'd say. And if I did it well enough, you'd consider me for full-time employment.
You're kind of talking in code. We want you to kill someone.
Shh! Jeez, someone will hear.
There's no one else here.
Someone could be listening with one of those long-distance listening devices, like the CIA have.
Somebody's has been going to the movies a little too often.
I'm just trying to be careful.
And I appreciate that. I do. But, well, it's kind of overkill. This parking lot is clean, and no one knows we're here. It's safe.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. Now, the job we have for you, as you know, is to kill someone. Here, take this.
Walter hands Sam a magazine.
You want me to kill Lady Gaga?
Look inside the magazine, where the page is folded.
Sam thumbs through the magazine to the folded page and looks at it.
Who's this?
He's a politician, going to be running for mayor. Very, shall we say, anti-crime, which is not good for us.
He looks tough.
He's a politician. How tough can he be?
He'll probably have bodyguards.
Not likely.
There's like 8 bodyguards just in this picture.
Oh, yeah, well, think of it as a challenge.
I think I'd rather kill Lady Gaga.
You and me both, kid, but the job is what it is.
So, how should I do it?
Glad you asked. I've got a couple of options here with me.
Walter reaches into a small bag and removes a pineapple and a green crayon and holds them out to Sam.
Are you kidding?
What?
What am I supposed to do with those?
Kill the politician.
With a pineapple?
Or the crayon. Your choice.
What about, say, a gun? Or a knife, or a bazooka, or something that would actually kill the guy?
Oh, these will kill the guy if you use them correctly.
Really?
Today's organized crime syndicates are a lot more refined than in the old days. I know what you're thinking. You're picturing a 1928 Ford Roadster, screeching around the corner, 2 guys hanging off the sides and spraying the sidewalk with their Tommy guns.
Well, a little more current than that.
We're evolved, Sam. There's a craft to assassination.
Craft?
Oh, yes. No more do we just blast someone with a gun or blow them up in their car. We want creativity. We want art.
Art.
Yes.
With a pineapple.
Or a green crayon.
Are we on television? Like, did they start a new version of Candid Camera?
There are lots of ways to kill someone with almost any object you can think of.
Really? So how do you propose I kill this guy with a pineapple?
Easy. You walk up to the guy while you're holding a pineapple. You drop the said pineapple on the ground. When the guy looks down at the pineapple, you shoot him in the head.
But then I'm not killing him with a pineapple. I'm killing him with a gun.
True, but the pineapple is involved.
Ugh. All right, tell me about the crayon. Do I drop that and shoot the guy when he looks?
That would be tradasive. No, the green crayon is much more refined and therefore highly favored by today's killers.
Is it?
Yes. You see, what you do is, you catch the guy while he's taking a nap or whatever, and you sneak up and you stick the green crayon into his nostril. Yeah, either one. It's entirely your choice. And then, with a quick upward blow, you jam it into his brain. Kills him instantly, and the warmth of his head makes the crayon melt, destroying the evidence. And if any of the melted crayon leaks out of his nose...
It's green.
Thus, the nickname for this method is Death by Booger.
You're right. Much more refined.
I didn't come up with the name.
I don't think that this is me.
Oh, come on. There's lots of methods. I just happened to bring these two with me.
It's not what I imagined.
You'll do fine. Come with me. Let's go buy a box of crayons.
You're not listening. I don't want to do this.
Why? Because it's not as romantic or whatever as you imagined? It's not as macho? You have something against Hawaiian fruit?
Because it sounds like a lot of nonsense to me. You want killing as art, refined killing. And then your answer, the way to do this, is to shove a crayon up a guy's nose? I'm out.
Wait. The pineapple and the crayon are not mandatory. They're just simply suggestions. You're not required to use them. You can use any kind of fruit, or hell, a vegetable. We're not beholden to the National Fruit Council.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying to do the job however you want, just be successful. Use a pineapple, don't use a pineapple, it's all the same to me. I'm just attempting to import a little creativity into the business. And into your life, for that matter. Excuse me for trying to bring a little inspiration into this world.
Hey now, I didn't. It was Walter, right? I'm sorry, Walter. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
No, it's okay.
You just, you go to a job interview and you expect one thing, and then you find out it's totally something else.
I get it.
But when it comes right down to it, why not inject some artistry into the whole murder thing? I mean, I kind of get it, I guess. Ordinary executions are so humdrum. I can see why you would want to elevate it to something higher, something aesthetic.
Really? You understand?
Yeah, I think I do. Anyone can cap a guy in the street. There's no finesse in that. No, you want to do your job with a bit of flair.
And fruit.
Yes, fruit and flair.
Or a crayon.
You've really given me something to think about today, Walter. Why do anything unless you can do it with style and flair? That can apply to any job, any profession.
That's what I've been trying to say, Sam. That, and we'd like you to kill a guy.
Let's do it, Walter. I'm in. Let's go buy some fruit.
End of play. Oh, what a great note to land on here at the end of our quarantine quarters reading. Once again, let me actually just introduce Susan, because I screwed that up at the beginning. Susan D'Antoni reading for Sam, and then Nick Edwards reading for Walter. So thanks so much for joining us, everybody. We typically give our next prompt out after we're done with all of our readings for the night, but we're doing something a little bit differently this coming week. So Maddie, did you want to speak to that? I saw your mic light up.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Sorry. I was taking a phone call from my dad and was like, I gotta go. We're done now. So we are doing something a little differently this week. Ellen, Layla, and I have all been also participating in these challenges. We're all playwrights ourselves. So what we thought would be fun for our fourth one to go in line with like the Hunger Games, the fourth would be the Quarantine Quarter Quell. And for the Quarantine Quarter Quell, we are going to feature one of each of our plays that we have written for either Quarantine Quarters 1, 2, or 3. And then the three of us are also going to vote on our favorite play from the first, second, and third quarantine quarters. We are still looking for actors, so if you're interested in being a reader or an actor, please send us an email, greenbuffaloproductions@gmail.com. We're looking for anybody who has the internet and a microphone. Come hang out with us. We typically do a tech check, but as you can see, sometimes you just gotta, turn it off and turn it back on again. So we're going to be doing that. this coming Friday, I believe, like next week. We also have the Buffalo Theater Workshop coming up, featuring Sarah Henderson's piece, who wrote Otto This Time Around. And we do have our Patreon is up and running. So go to patreon.com, type in the search bar, Green Buffalo Productions. And if you have $5, just, send a little love our way. We're all, we understand that we're all kind of, in a weird situation with this whole virus happening all around us. But if you like what we do, if you're interested to see what else we do, please give us a quick little like. And if you're interested in being part of any of our upcoming events, What It Means to Be Human, the 48-Hour Film Project, the Queen of Comedy, the next quarter, quarantine quarters that we will have, not this coming week, but the week after, give us a shout, greenbuffaloproductions@gmail.com. We're always looking for new work too. So even if you have something that you're kind of like working on, work in progress, a concept that you're looking at, Ellen, Layla, and I are all playwrights who we edit things literally all the time. So please send us your work. We'll send it to the Buffalo Theater Workshop, whatever we got to do. But that's it. Stay safe, everyone. Stay inside. Hopefully we can be done with this whole shebang soon. But until then, we'll see you next week.
Woohoo!
Thanks so much for joining us. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.